Lando has won the world championship, but the world has already moved on to 2026. No one is talking about the current world champion. Everyone is already talking about the new regulations and what's going to happen with the new cars.
Yeah.
Today we are looking at a video where this guy is talking about how Max Verstappen might be the most suited to with the new regulation cars.
Right.
And we are all about knowing what's going to happen in the next season and how the cars are going to evolve.
I just hope it's a three team battle with like different engines. So if Red Bull, Mercedes, and a third engine, that'd be amazing.
Yeah, if it's Mercedes, then it's also going to be Williams and Aston Martin. If
it's Russell, Verstappen, and Leclerc, I swear to God,
I don't think so.
It's gonna be so good, and I'm gonna quit watching F1 after that because I don't think like it can be any more entertaining if we get a.
I don't think Ferrari is gonna be up there.
Right.
I can see Russell and Max and Hajar hopefully battling it out, and also maybe McLaren still.
I still feel Red Bull's gonna be a bit behind because again, new engine. They have never been in this, so hopefully they have a good engine.
I mean, let's see what he has to say, and then we can talk about it.
Every dominant team in Formula One history has lost its edge immediately after a major regulation change. Ferrari in 2005, Red Bull in 2014, and Mercedes in 2022. Without exception, the Kings always fall when the rules get rewritten, and yet Max Verstappen just might be the exception that breaks the pattern. The biggest technical overhaul in 60 years is coming, and Verstappen's team is building their first engine ever, which sounds like a recipe for disaster until you look at what he knows that nobody else seems to understand. Stick around to the end, because what we reveal might surprise you. What is coming is not a rule tweak. This is a complete transformation of what a Formula One car actually is. The power unit balance flips dramatically. Right now, internal combustion engines produce around 750 horsepower, while electric motors add about 160. That equation reverses next year, with engine output dropping to 540 horsepower and electric motor output jumping to 470. A 50-50 split produces roughly 1,000 horsepower combined, changing everything about how these cars behave. Gone entirely is the MGU-H, the complex heat recovery system that caused Honda and Renault so many headaches when the hybrid era began. A new overtake mode grants drivers extra energy when they are within 1 second of the car ahead, and that should create better racing. 30 kilograms come off the minimum weight, dropping to 768 kilograms. The wheelbase shrinks by 200 millimeters, while overall width drops by 100 millimeters, creating more agile machines than anything in the modern era. Active aerodynamic systems replace DRS completely. Movable flaps switch between high downforce corner mode and low drag straight mode automatically. The original proposal called for 40% less downforce, but simulations showed cars would be 4 seconds slower, so final targets settled between 15 and 30% reduction. 60 years of...
all this sounds pretty good for racing.
And typically, whenever there's a car overhaul, typically in the first year the cars are always a bit slower. And then eventually it catches up and
the teams learn
it's even
more
faster
and more about the car. And then I think the biggest setback for every team right now is like how less they can test it on the track, and they always have to just test it on like in a tunnel, which is
I don't think there's they can do that, right? I think it's only simulations.
Simulation and I think aerodynamic tunnels, which is just straight line, pretty much.
And I think the first testing will be in Bahrain, I guess.
Since Formula One saw a technical reset this dramatic, and history tells us exactly what happens to dominant teams when the rules change this much. 13 race wins belong to Michael Schumacher in 2004 with Ferrari. Then the regulations changed and his wins dropped to just 1. That sole victory came at the controversial United States Grand Prix when Michelin teams withdrew. 86 points vanished as he fell from first to third in the championship. Sebastian Vettel experienced an even steeper collapse. 397 points and 13 wins defined his 2013 season, but then the turbo hybrid era arrived. 0 wins came in 2014, alongside just 167 points, leaving him 5th. His teammate Daniel Ricciardo outscored him by 71 points. Adrian Newey himself admitted the situation felt pretty depressing because even a spectacular job might only snatch the odd win and never a championship. Lewis Hamilton won 8 races in 2021, then ground effect regulations arrived and Mercedes completely missed the concept. Severe porpoising left Hamilton reporting back pain after Azerbaijan. His entire season passed without a single win or pole position. It was his first winless campaign in 16 years of Formula One. 945 days would pass before he won again. The pattern holds every single time. Every dominant team loses its position immediately after major regulation changes. With recovery,
I already feel bad for you.
You know, it's actually kind of funny that you brought this up because the most dominant team in this era has been Red Bull.
Yeah, but like,
No, but the same thing happened with Red Bull as well, right? Mercedes was the most dominant team, and then Verstappen won in the final year of the rule change. Similar with McLaren and Lando.
don't think so.
And it's quite funny. I'll try to find it, but I actually found a tweet a couple of weeks ago where this user had tweeted years ago his predictions of who's gonna win.
the world.
Yeah. So he predicted Verstappen's gonna win 4, and his predictions for the next 4 years is Lando Norris. Then it's gonna be Piastri, and then I think Norris is gonna win 1 more. And he also had Kimi winning 1, and
Norris is not winning.
Bortoleto winning 1.
Max. Yeah.
But I mean, his predictions for the past 4 years have been true. So let's see. I
That-
think
that 4 years was easier to predict.
I think if a driver, I think Lando is the one who's capable enough of ruining his prediction. So let's see.
taking anywhere from 1 season to nearly a decade. And that's where Verstappen's story takes an unexpected turn. We've already watched him do it once. Ground effect regulations arrived in 2022, and while Mercedes and Ferrari struggled with severe porpoising, Verstappen dominated from the start. 15 wins came alongside a 22-2 qualifying advantage over teammate Sergio Perez. Both Red Bull drivers retired from the season opener, leaving Verstappen with the largest points deficit to overcome in Formula One history, and he overcame it. His driving style explains this adaptability. Technical analysts describe him as a smooth oversteer driver who brakes early in 2 phases, creating rotation that points the car more directly earlier on exit. Former teammate Alex Albon put it simply, saying Verstappen's level of pointy handling sits off the scale because he likes a car that darts into corners. The 2025 season proved something even more remarkable. 2 points separated Verstappen from champion Lando Norris, despite what he described as the best driving of his career. 104 points behind Oscar Piastri after the Dutch Grand Prix, Verstappen won 6 of the final 10 races in a comeback that defied the performance gap. His assessment cuts straight to the point, saying they didn't really lose it because they were never really in it. Nearly winning a championship in an inferior car through sheer talent matters enormously for what comes next. Here is where the risk enters. Red Bull is building their first Formula One engine ever.
That's another thing, right? Red Bull were too focused in like for the 2025 season. Not too focused. I'd say they were more focused than most of the other teams.
They were more
Just because they could,
No.
because McLaren stopped upgrading
That's
the car.
wrong way to say it. Because at the first half of the season, they were focused more on 2026.
Yeah, but again, then the whole controversy with Horner. From what other articles I've read or seen, Red Bull was still bringing in upgrades whenever possible.
Yeah, in between, but mostly they were focused
In the
on
second half of the season where everyone stopped, right?
Yeah.
So plus the new engine, that's why like I'm just a bit skeptical. I don't know if it's gonna work, and if it doesn't,
I'm sure-
I think Verstappen's just gonna.
Because they did not have
Yeah.
any chance anyways in that. So I'm sure whatever like efforts they were putting in the car were like minimal.
No, but it does make a like even the smallest change takes a lot
But
of time.
still, you saw like most of the fuck ups were McLaren's own fuck ups.
No,
that
what I'm saying,
bought
it's
Red
not
Bull
even
up.
about that, right? I'm just saying this, the races where he was dominating, they're like small.
There were
upgrades.
just one or two races which he actually dominated.
Right.
Others, he just stuck around and then McLaren just gave him the win. He himself said it like it was not our effort, it was mostly McLaren's own downfall, which
Right.
even made us like a competitor.
In February 2023, Red Bull announced an 8-year partnership with Ford Motor Company. Christian Horner described it as Red Bull's biggest investment since acquiring Jaguar in 2004, with hundreds of millions of pounds committed and approximately 300 employees working on the power unit. Their Milton Keynes facility now runs at full capacity, with an engine firing on the dynamometer regularly. Technical director Ben Hodgkinson reported that Verstappen toured the facility, heard the 2026 power unit running, and came away impressed. Personnel raids on Mercedes built this engine program. Ben Hodgkinson spent 20 years at Mercedes as head of mechanical engineering before Red Bull recruited him, along with several other key Mercedes high-performance powertrain staff. Then complications arrived. Adrian Newey announced his departure on May 1st, 2024, leaving fully in early 2025
If you look closely, even his ear is aerodynamically.
to join Aston Martin. The legendary aerodynamicist who designed every championship-winning Red Bull would not touch the 2026 car. Christian Horner departed in July 2025, and Helmut Marko left in December after more than 20 years. Marko stayed realistic about expectations before leaving, admitting it is unlikely they will show up and be fastest right away. His target was winning races in the second half of the year. Mercedes approaches 2026 with what they describe as a complete tear-up, an entirely new architecture. They supply McLaren, Williams, and newly acquired Alpine, and Toto Wolff has claimed Mercedes stands as the power unit favorite. Ferrari brings Lewis Hamilton into their operation, adding Mercedes experience along with Loic Serra as chassis technical director. Aston Martin now employs Adrian Newey, with Honda as their exclusive works engine supplier. 600 million euros changed hands when Audi completed their Sauber acquisition in January 2025, creating a manufacturer entry with around 750 staff. Mattia Binotto joined as Chief Operating Officer and Chief Technical Officer, while Jonathan Wheatley came from Red Bull as Team Principal. This manufacturer landscape carries more competition than Formula One has seen in decades. Here's where the argument flips unexpectedly. Toto Wolff identified a specific advantage Verstappen holds, explaining that the simulator generation will thrive in 2026. Looking at Max's generation, Wolff noted they work on simulators constantly, and they enjoy it. Whoever loves the virtual world will have an advantage when these new cars arrive. Complex energy management decisions happen in real time with the 2026 power units, and Marko pointed to Verstappen's ability to drive fast and think at the same time as perfect for managing these systems under pressure. 30 kilograms of weight reduction creates more agile cars, exactly what Verstappen's oversteer-loving style prefers. Ben Hodgkinson offered cautious optimism, acknowledging Mercedes will likely do well while expressing confidence that Red Bull is developing faster now that they have caught up from starting behind. Verstappen's own views have shifted. In 2023, he called the regulations terrible. By July 2025, his tone softened as he admitted they might actually be fun once they start driving. Former champion Jacques Villeneuve captured the uncertainty perfectly, noting that many of Verstappen's cars have been influenced by Adrian Newey. A big question mark hangs over the next year, and that is exactly what makes it exciting. Nobody knows what to expect. 60 years of Formula One history have not produced a technical reset this dramatic, and every pattern says the dominant team should fall. Max Verstappen should struggle with an unproven engine and without Adrian Newey, but Verstappen has already defied this pattern once. Ground effect cars arrived in 2022, and he adapted immediately while rivals floundered. 2 points separated him from the championship in 2025, despite driving an inferior machine. Red Bull enters 2026 carrying real vulnerabilities. An untested power unit faces manufacturers with 90 years of experience. Their greatest technical asset now works for a competitor. Leadership changes arrived at the worst possible time. What they still possess is the sport's most adaptable driver, substantial Ford investment, and key Mercedes personnel running the engine program. Melbourne hosts the first race on March 6th, 2026. Real answers arrive then. History says the kings always fall when the rules change. Max Verstappen has made a career of proving history wrong.
What do you think?
I mean, I don't clearly see why he still means Maxwell. I mean, I see he is very adaptive for sure, and also, like, for example, he does racing in all formats and easily adapts to anything. Poses the question if Red Bull is gonna be capable to deliver a good engine to Max.
Yeah. Also, I think one of the things that Gunther Steiner had said, that a good driver a bad driver can win a championship, but a good driver with a bad car cannot win a championship.
Yeah.
We've all seen like Verstappen's a great driver.
Yeah, we just saw this example this year.
Yeah, and I think Verstappen, I'm like, if Red Bull gives him a top 2 car, I think he can win the championship. But there's just too many things that went down in Red Bull this year. Like, all the top personals have quit or left or been fired. New engine, just I think they're getting helped by Ford, right? And unproven in F1, or at least in the recent years. I just don't know how are they going to be able to build a.
But they have
championship
also hired people from Mercedes who have already built an engine. So hopefully
just one person. Right?
No, it's not just one.
It's not going to be like you get the engine right and it's going to deliver, right? It's also the other aspects as well. Even though it's predominantly going to be a era where engines are going to dominate, the best engines are going to dominate, but it's still like other things to do as well. Especially when like Adrian Newey, the person responsible for winning them championship is not there. Team principal is not there, and that oldie helmet Marco is not there. Which I'm so happy that he left.
Yeah. But I still feel like they have the 2 best drivers on the grid. So even if you give them a half decent car, they'll perform.
How's the video, guys?
Quick prediction from you. You're still supporting McLaren, your team?
I am going to be supporting McLaren, but I think the Russell's going to win it this year.
Okay. I'm going to go with
have
Max.
no clue. I have no clue who's going to be coming in second, third.
I mean, definitely. We'll find out once we see the first race of the season.
Yeah, and if it's totally on the engine, I think then either if like Piastri or Norris come in second or third, I think. I still can't say how Red Bull's gonna perform. They could come in last, they would come in first. Like
Max is taking it all.
Again, I understand Verstappen's a great driver.
Max is taking it all.
But it really depends on the car, dude. It really depends on the car.
I'm sure he stayed back.
You're an Alonso fan. You should know this.
It's fine. I get it. But I'm saying because I still have faith, because he had an opportunity to switch teams in the middle of the season, where there was a big fiesta going on between Mercedes and Max. But then he stayed because he might have seen something that the Red Bull team is cooking for him.
Hopefully it happens. Hopefully Red Bull performs good this year. My predictions: Russell wins and Piastri and Verstappen for top 3.
Cool.
Yeah. What is your prediction?
I think Max and Piastri, and maybe I'll put in Leclerc just because. Cool.
Yeah.
Sorry. I put in my king at third.
Isaac.
No.
Alonso. Yeah. Let us know your predictions in the comments below, and please don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And
See you in the next.
next video. Thanks for watching, guys. Thank you, brothers.
Take care, sisters. Bye.